I think the best case scenario, all else being equal, is that you have an utter mess. You have a weakening of the Catholic Church as an institution, and people are going to be disaffected, if not fall away from the Christian faith.
That's the best scenario.
That's the best case scenario.
I agree.
And then again, the pontificate continues. Maybe there's a corrective. I think a corrective is highly doubtful based on the appointments that Pope Francis has made to the college. So I don't see that as an option. But then from there, again, not to spiral into doom and gloom, but apart from that, you at least have ideological schism. And I can't remember if it was Catholic Thing or it might have been First Things discussing something to this point where you really don't, maybe you don't end up with a formal schism, but you're going to divide into camps, which we're already starting to see to a certain extent, where you'll have camps within the Catholic Church who are very faithful to biblical teaching and church tradition, and they may pay lip service to the pontiff in order to remain under the Roman Catholic umbrella. And then you'll have other camps within the Roman Catholic Church who, again, the institution itself will maintain this umbrella of membership, but you have these camps that are going to be deeply, deeply divided, which might as well be its own schism because you're going to have irreconcilable
Sounds like
beliefs.
the Anglican Communion.
Right. It sounds very familiar, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes. The German Church would, no matter what comes out of this synod, which it's not, the German Church, which has been down this synodical road for 2 or 3 years, is already doing the same-sex marriages. Anybody who doesn't think the German Church is going to ordain women is crazy. They're going to do it, right? And what's going to happen to them when they do it?
Nothing,
because nothing's happened to them for doing all the things they've already done.
Right.
So it's this total intellectual dishonesty about what's going on, right? So schism doesn't have to be like a formal declaration that was written out, right? It's not like the schism of 1054 between Constantinople and Rome where they excommunicated each other, right? Nobody's going to excommunicate the Pope. His authority is just going to continue to dissipate.
Yeah.
And it leaves Catholic theologians and the whole idea that what is the papacy? Can Catholic polity, with its ageless understanding of the papacy, certainly since the 4th century, Leo the Great particularly, can it survive? And then can it psychologically survive without a truly functioning papacy? These are the real issues they're not. And even friends of mine who are devout, and when they speak about the indefeatability of the church, the whole, the gates of hell can't prevail against it. That's true, but it can defeat an institution because the church is something other. The church is the bride of Christ, right? And so there's a lot of pain that it's going to totally go way beyond my lifetime. You'll be an old man like me, and you'll be living like the remains of destroyed Europe after the Second World War. That's where we're headed. That's what Ratzinger said was going to happen when he was Father Ratzinger. This is exactly what he predicted coming out of the Second Vatican Council, that the church was going to go this way. And he would never talk about himself as a prophet. He was just observant that when you deviate from truth, the deviation only can go one way, without an absolute corrective from the universal church.
Right.
It's just going to continue to deviate. And once you deviate so far, a la Anglicanism, World Lutheranism, Methodism, Presbyterianism, Congregation, all of them, there's no corrective. It's impossible to correct them.
Yeah, there's no recovery.
You can have, groups like Pius X, right? The Society of St. Pius X just ignores.
Oh, yes.
Right? And that's what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
We talked,
You'll see break-offs, or people will
Right.
defect to other denominations where perhaps local churches.
yeah, I think it's like, it's really like our existence right now as like orphaned Anglicans.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be like, unbeknownst to many,
Hmm.
how it's going to be for Catholics. Now, some countries will stay more intact, like Poland and Hungary will stay more intact for a while. But Western countries, like, the English Catholicism, Ireland, forget it,
It's
right?
already gone.
Right, it's gone. So, what does Ireland and Hungary have in common in the Catholic faith right now?
Exactly.
Virtually nothing, right?
To speak of.
So right. So it's all of this truth, the inability to speak the truth of what really is going on. More like,
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
like
Nothing to see here.
I've long ago been in these battles where if you're not willing to speak about the truth, then let's not even have the conversation because it's a waste of time.
Yeah.